Thanks for listening to Across the Pool. Like and subscribe, or we'll show up at your fucking door and do damage.
You little weasel! Look at you, you little fucking weasel! I can see it in your eyes! You're a fucking bitch! Da-da-da-da-da! It's the motherfucking D-O-double-G! Surprise, surprise, motherfucker! The king is back!
We're back. Episode 5. Took a little break because there wasn't shit going on. Bunch of bum fights. But we're back this week. Talk about some good shit that actually happened. Here with my buddy Paul, like always. And we're going to jump right into it. Last week we had heavyweight clash between two prospects. One young, one not so young. Joyce versus Daniel Dubois for the Commonwealth, the European and the British heavyweight titles. And Dubois is 22, 23 years old, and Joyce is 35, getting up there. And pretty good fight, and Joyce ended up stopping him in the 11th or 10th round. Pretty good fight. But my question about this fight mainly, Paul, as you're a UK guy, was this compared to other, because usually the British heavyweight title is sort of a big deal for you guys. Was this one? Was there a lot of buzz around it?
There was a bit of buzz around it. I wouldn't say the biggest in years, but there's been a lot of hype behind Dubois for a few years now, about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
We both picked him as well to win, didn't we? That's what's crazy about it.
I
We
know.
both thought he'd get it.
I know, I didn't know much about Joyce before the fight, so I went and actually watched a couple fights, and just seeing the guy's movement, I even texted you right away, and I was like, fucking hell, this Dubois kid is gonna knock Joyce out in 2 rounds.
Yeah, it was fair play to Joyce. He didn't look like, how do I say this? He's done the job anyway, let's just say that. He's got the job done, so fair play to him.
Yeah.
Comes up against, match him up against someone else, Chisora or someone like that, would be interesting.
Yeah, it would. I was gonna ask. Let's jump into that. What would be next for Joyce? You think I think a Derek Chisora fight would be good.
The winner of White, maybe. White Bavarian.
Yeah, because he doesn't have much time at 35. You gotta just kind of you gotta give him the push and just throw him right in.
He needs a few more fights, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, though, Dubois they all tip him to be the next, bigger than Joshua, don't they? That's what they tip him over there.
I think though, when this generation is gone and the division recycles, I think Dubois will be up there. He's got skill.
Yeah, he's only young. He's only young, isn't he? I think he's 23, 24.
Yeah, young, super young, and very gifted. He's a good boxer.
Yeah, he's got all the time.
But yeah, Joyce came out and right from the first round started applying the jab heavy. Actually swelled Dubois' eye up pretty bad towards the end of the first round, and eventually just kept picking at that. While Dubois in between that landed some good shots, staggered him a few times, showed the chin of Joyce, and then in the 10th or 11th round, right at the start of the round, they exchanged. Joyce landed another stiff jab, not just a regular snap jab. He stepped into it and clipped him right in the eye, and Dubois took a knee. And to be honest, with 1 or 2 rounds left, I think he found a way out. What do you think?
What you think he quit?
I think he quit.
Yeah, I said that, didn't I? Because we actually watched the fight together, didn't we?
Yeah, at the same time.
Yeah, we actually watched it together, so and both did say the same thing when it happened.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be there anymore, did he?
Did you hear what Carl Frampton was working the desk after the fight? Did you hear what he said?
No.
He said that Dubois quit. He said that with 1 or 2 rounds left, you'd have to take me out in a body bag to get me out of there. He said Dubois quit.
A lot of people talk shit about him, even White. White's had a big opinion on it as well, hasn't he? He's said he quit himself.
Oh, really? I didn't see that. That's
Yeah.
funny. That's crazy.
Well,
Do you think, he might be young enough? I don't know, man. He might be young enough to where he can bounce back from that mentally, but it is tough. If you have that in you, it's kind of hard to ever lose that.
yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
You don't know, don't you? I've always said it to you, though, with Dubois, as much as, like, he's got the power, but I don't think his IQ is not all there when it comes to boxing.
Yeah.
So I don't think this will be his only loss. I think he'll have multiple in his career. But I'm not talking to Alan on big boy, because he's got a lot to learn, hasn't he? Still young.
Yeah.
He's just one of those.
For sure. I think he'll have
This
losses too.
Lost quite a bit, isn't it? So.
Yeah, quite a bit. I mean, that was like, if he won that at 23, 22, 24, whatever he is, if he won all three of them major titles, the European, Commonwealth, and British heavyweight title, that would have been big for the country. He would have got a big ass push, a lot bigger push than I think that Joyce will get.
Yeah.
I think he was wanted to win that fight. I think the people wanted him to win that fight.
Yeah, a lot of people backed him, didn't they? A lot of people wanted to see him win.
Yeah.
But it was a good fight, though, wasn't it? It was a good little scrap.
It was a good fight. Yeah, no hate there. It was a great scrap. They gave us our money's worth. I was entertained right through the whole thing.
Yeah, I was as well. It was interesting.
I don't think that. I don't know, like, how, like. Honestly, I can't think of. I'd have to sit back and really think of a comparison to, like, get one in my head. But Joyce is just one of these guys that, like, I watched his movement and, like, his shot selection and stuff, and the way he keeps his head on the center line, chin real in the air. And
Yeah.
he's one of these guys that wins these fights, and I'm like, I don't know how the fuck that kid just won. Like, he shouldn't have beat Dubois. If you, like, look at their styles, he shouldn't have beat him.
I know, and then even when we were watching it tonight, he didn't look. He's not the quickest, is he?
No, he's slow.
Really not.
And he's super stiff. And he's just all his shit. I don't mean to be, like, a hater on the guy. Like, I mean, he toughed it out and, like, broke the guy down, busted his eye up, but, like, his movement is, like, clunky and ugly. And I don't see it. But, like, he's one of those guys, like, I don't see it, but then he ends up winning. It's like, what the fuck? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, fair play to him. Also, I was impressed. Well, yeah, I told you, but I was going to beat him, so yeah, I would say I was impressed.
Yeah,
fair play to him.
for real. But, what else we got this weekend? Oh yeah, last night we had Billy Joe Saunders versus Martin Murray. And, in my opinion, that was a shit fight, bro.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't get to catch much of it, but I spoke to you around the time it was on, and you went, I could tell from the way your reaction was, it wasn't the best.
Yeah, and I think my reaction can be trusted because I'm actually, like, I like Billy Joe Saunders. He's, like, a really good boxer. And that was just a poor fight. Martin Murray has fought. They were saying he fought for a world title 4 times and lost all 4. That was his 5th. So now he's 0 for 5 in world title fights, and 38 years old at the end of his career. And Billy Joe Saunders let him go 12 rounds. It's not good, especially when you want those big fights.
Yeah, he does. To be honest, though, what it is with Billy Joe, he's not. He's very inconsistent.
Yeah.
With his fight. Do you remember when he was on the YouTuber card? He looked poor that night as well, to be honest.
Yeah, he did. He really did. He gassed out and then he pulled a knockout out of his ass against a legit cab driver.
Yeah, he did look poor. I wasn't impressed that night. From what you said, I wasn't really impressed last night either.
Yeah, and last night got me thinking, like, while it's happening. Like, I like the guy. Like, if I look at him on, like, paper, like, his style and stuff, I'm like, that guy's a tricky bastard, and he's a good boxer. So that guy will give people problems. But then last night gets me thinking, I'm like, honestly, from, like, middleweight, 160, 168 to, like, 175, all them guys that can kind of, like, interchange with each other and make some big fights, he's got the weakest resume.
Yeah, he hasn't really tested himself, has he?
Nah, he hasn't really fought anybody. Like, he's ducked, in my opinion now, especially after last night fighting a fucking 0-4 title fight 38-year-old guy. He's ducking like Demetrius Andrade really bad. They're both signed by DAZN. The fight could be made. It's been talked about, and it's just never been made for some reason.
Oh, I don't know what it is with him. A lot of people like him, though, to be fair.
I like him. I don't hate the guy. I like him. I think he's a great boxer. It's just like, it's time to step up.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? Because there's a lot of good fighters around him that you could make a good matchup with him.
Fucking right. Like, why the fuck having him? Why the fuck having him? All the fights. I gotta give credit. Like, I love boxing. But the U.S., a lot of times, we avoid making big fights. Like, look how long it took. Like, Pacquiao and Mayweather, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford have never fought. But I gotta give credit, like, the UK, when there's a fight that has, like, demand and it's a big fight, you guys usually make it. So why the fuck hasn't Billy Joe Saunders and Callum Smith fought when they both got titles and they're both from England? Why hasn't that happened?
I don't know what it is. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, in the same weight class.
It is strange.
Like, anybody else, like, look at, like, I don't know, like, look how quick Joshua and White fought. They weren't, like, seasoned champions, like, with the belt for, like, 5 years, and it, like, cooked and fucking got bigger and bigger. They threw them in when they were, like, young as hell, and you got a good scrap. Why are we sitting around waiting for these fights out of Billy Joe Saunders? It's weird. I'd love to see him versus Callum Smith. That'd be a fucking good fight.
Well, I'd like to see that as well. But it's down to fucking Billy Joe. When he talks the talk, it doesn't really back it up.
Yeah.
More. Do you remember he was at Canelo's press conference a few years? I think it might have even been the Triple G one.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was talking shit. Yep, I do remember that. That's funny. I forgot about that. And then, like, Callum Smith, like, until, like, a few months ago, you could, like, say the same thing about him. You'd be like, you know, like, his resume's not that deep. He's got the George Groves win. He got the robbery over John Ryder. But, like, he hasn't got that marquee name. But, like, at least now, like, win, lose, or draw, you can't say shit because that motherfucker is stepping in on less than a month's notice, heads up, and fighting Canelo.
Yeah. I want to go, yeah.
So fair play to him. So win, lose, or draw, he's going to have the name on his record that, like, he's stepped up in a major way. And it leaves Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders, honestly, is, like, the one guy around that weight class now that has yet to, like, step up in a major way.
Oh, he's in him. Who's the biggest name was?
Yeah, I was just going to ask, who's Billy Joe? Tell me who's Billy Joe's most recognizable fight you can think of.
Billy Monroe.
Exactly. David Lemieux, who's a overblown 154 pounder that went up to 160, 168. Chris Eubank Jr., fucking 10 years ago.
Yeah, that was quite a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was like a big fight though for the that was for the British title, right, or the Commonwealth.
Yeah, I remember watching the fight live. Yeah, it was a big deal as well when it happened because they were both up and coming.
Yeah.
But a lot of people backed Eubank that fight.
Yeah, and honestly, he took it to him in the later half of the fight.
Yeah, he's done alright, didn't he?
Yeah. Eubank Jr. gets a lot of hate. I like that kid though. He brings it. He scraps. He's just a cocky bastard.
You know, his game plan goes out the window a lot of times too.
Yeah, he's just there to fucking fight.
Yeah, he's just too much of a scrapper sometimes.
You ever seen that YouTube video of him fighting in that car park?
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
That's funny. In a street fight. Fucking, what else we got? Yeah, tonight also we got, for the UFC, in my opinion, has been, I don't know, the last 6 months has been just like real poor. And I love the UFC, I love MMA. I just haven't been very excited for these events, but tonight anyway, we got Jack Hermanson, who was originally supposed to fight Darren Till, who got injured and was replaced by Kevin Holland, who tested positive for COVID, and now on super short notice steps in number 13 or 14 in the division, Marvin Vettori, the Italian kid who lost to Israel Adesanya. And I don't really know how much I care about that fight, but it's going to be it's a high level fight. It'll be pretty decent, I guess. I'm interested to see, I guess. There's nothing else to watch.
Yeah, it's how many people? Till was supposed to be fighting him, wasn't he?
Yeah, Till was the first one, then Kevin Holland, and now Marvin Vettori.
Yeah. So, yeah, three different opponents.
Yeah, credit to Jack for.
To be honest, I think Jack will tap him. To be honest.
Yeah, you think he'll submit him?
Yeah.
The only thing is that Marvin was scheduled to fight Jacare, so I imagine he was training for that, like his ground game for Jacare. So I imagine he might be on point on the ground game. I don't know if it'll be enough because like Jack Hermanson gave Jacare all he could handle on the ground, caught him in a guillotine, and beat him 5 rounds to 0.
I think it was Till supposed to be fighting. Till probably would have lost to him.
Yeah, I think Hermanson would have beat Till.
Yeah, he's very tricky, isn't he? Especially what he done to him in his last fight.
Yeah.
How quick he done him as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. He like heel hooked Kelvin.
Yeah, and then what? Literally first round, man.
Yeah, in like the first minute or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So like, what do you? And it's weird too that it's number legit 13, 14 versus 4 in the division. So what do you do if Marvin wins? Do you give him Jack's spot?
I don't know. It's I don't know. It's a mad one, isn't it?
I know. Like, what happened? What happens to the other nearly 10 guys that are in front of Marvin Vettori if he wins?
I don't know. It is a good fight though. I like the Italian lad. Because I remember he fought Israel and it was a good little fight, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty good. People blow it up to more than it was, in my opinion. They act like people act like you almost beat the champ. Like, nah, you got completely outclassed, and you held on to him for a whole round, so everybody fucking gives you praise.
It wasn't.
It was a decent fight, though.
No, he's done well.
It was a decent fight to the point where I see that, like, he's one of the guys that, like, if they gave him a rematch against Israel, I bet you he goes all 5 rounds.
Yeah, mate, yeah.
I bet you he'd survive, not get fucked up.
Yeah, he looks like one of those fellas, doesn't he? He loves to talk fight.
He's a good fighter, honestly. It'd be interesting if he can pull off the win. What if Jack wins? What do you do with Jack? He already got fucked up by Jared.
But then again, Cannonier, he needs to. We've spoken about this before. He needs to fight more anyway. So
yeah,
it's not really considerable.
I think Jared should honestly take a little bit of a step back and go to like number 6, 5, and 6. Get a fight, get active, and then jump back into the top 5. Because I feel like exactly what you've said, that he's too inactive, and I feel like with that inactivity, when you go a year without a fight and then you jump into the Shark Tank of the top 5, it's 50-50. It's not a good. You're not betting on yourself.
Yeah.
Because he didn't look like himself against Rob.
No, he didn't, did he? But I even said it to you, didn't he? He's just too inactive.
Yeah,
he's not
too inactive.
He hasn't fought enough. But then again, we both thought he beat Rob, so
yeah, I did.
we haven't beat.
For sure.
Yeah, I did too.
Fucking. Like, I'd like after this, if Jack wins this, do you give him Paulo Costa?
If Jack wins, you give him Paulo Costa. Yeah, you know what? That'll be interesting, wouldn't it?
Be an interesting fight.
Be an interesting fight if it happened, like.
I like that Hermanson. He's a gamer. He comes to fight. High pace.
Yeah, I like him myself, to be fair. But if he would have fought Till, I would have expected him to be Till.
Yeah, I think he would have eventually got him down. I think Till would have overcommitted on something. Jack would have got like a body lock, tripped him down, and worked the ground game.
Yeah.
I can see Till putting like the same way. That actually makes me think like that's how Kelvin lost. Kelvin put almost too much pressure on him, leaping in at him constantly, threw a big shot, got tangled up. Kelvin actually took him down with a big body lock slam, and then got like reversed and got caught in that leg lock. But I can see that happening to Till.
Yeah, I could see him getting caught myself as well. Still, I could see him getting caught.
What does Till do when he comes back? What do you see for him?
He's just going to call out the biggest names, isn't he? That's what he mainly looks for.
Who would you like to see him fight, though?
I think he's going to wait and see. I don't know, because he's been posting a lot of stuff over his Instagram, hasn't he? Saying he's going up, he's going down. He's going back to World Tour.
Yeah, he's just talking shit, I think. He also said today, now that Yoel is released, he said that he wants to fight Yoel now. Like,
no match I can see happening. I can see Till fighting Kamzat soon.
Ooh, Kamzat? Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I can see that fight happening, you know.
Yeah, actually, that is a good point, bro. That is a good point.
I can see that fight happening eventually.
Because honestly, I don't think that the UFC does this for guys like Till, and they're doing this for guys like Kamzat. They build you up. They give you every opportunity when they like you. When you're well-spoken, you got a certain look, you put on the performances and stuff, they'll boost you. And then when you fail, they're going to use you to, like, build the next kid they're trying to boost. So Till coming off a knee injury, a few losses, kind of inactive, I can see it. You're probably right on that matchup. I can see them like, oh, this will be a good fight to give Kamzat at 185. If he beats Edwards, they'll be like, oh, let's give him Till, the big name. He's been inactive, knees hurting. He didn't pay out the way we wanted to. So we're going to use him for this one now. And that's dirty, but makes sense.
That's probably what they will do, but that's what they do, isn't it? What can you do? But I can see that fight happening. It'll be a good fight as well.
Yeah. Kamzat and Edwards got cancelled, too.
Yeah, one of them's got corona, haven't they?
Yeah, Leon did.
Yeah. I think it was one of them.
Yeah, so they're saying that they're trying to get it for January, late January, for that fight. I was interested in that fight too. That sucks. That would have been next weekend or something.
They'll just repeat it again. Another good fight to look forward to, because I was into I'm interested to see what happens with that.
Yeah, for sure. And let's move on from the UFC. Tonight also, we probably got the most interesting thing in the next week or so. And the thing that I'm interested in the most, the return of Errol Spence Jr., the 147-pound king, in my opinion, against battle-tested vet, former champion, Danny Garcia. That's going to be a good fight, and I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm looking forward to it. You know, I'm a big Errol. Errol gets the job done. Confidence in it.
100%. And I think he does it comfortably.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't think he'll stop him, though. I think it'll look a lot like what he did to Mikey Garcia. Just box him up from the outside. 1s, 2s, body shots in the later rounds, and just get a nice, just shutout decision. I don't think Danny Garcia's got what it takes to beat a kid like Spence.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it, though. It'll be a good fight, Garcia.
You think you'll stay up for that one?
Yeah, I'll be up. I'll definitely be up for that one.
We'll see.
100% I'll be up for that one.
Fucking... I'm interested to see how he looks coming back from the car accident.
I think he'll be alright, you know.
Yeah.
I think he'll be alright.
Wouldn't it be such a shame if a kid like that, though, like a kid as talented and with as much promise as that is like lost a little bit of a something because of that?
Yeah. It'd be a shame, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Cause honestly, that's he's one of the very few complete fighters in boxing. As in, the kid can he can box and brawl, he can box from the outside, he can fight inside, works the body good, doesn't head hunt too much. The kid's just a complete fighter. I'm a big fan of Errol Spence.
Yeah, I like Errol Spence. I've been watching him a few years now. He's I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Good guy, isn't he?
Great boxer. Great boxer. And he's one of these kids, like we were talking about resumes earlier. He's starting to build a pretty good resume. A guy that you can depend on and you can look at and be like, he's stepped up a few times and he's gotten the job done in spectacular fashion. He's beaten Brooke, Chris Van Heerden, the South African champ. He beat Sean Porter in Fight of the Year. That was a great fight. Who else he beat? I think that's it, but that's 3 solid names compared to everybody else who's got 1 or none.
Yeah. I'm a big fan. You know what I'm like for Errol. Big fan of him.
You've said that since I met you. You were a big fan of the kid.
He'll get the job done in spectacular fashion, I think.
Yeah.
And it'll look like people are saying, "Oh, you'll have ring rust and all this and that." I think it'll come in there and it'll look so good. People will get wow.
Yeah, and hopefully, if he gets this job done, I want to see him versus Crawford. We got to get that fight happening.
Yeah, I think. See how he does against Garcia first, and then you can really look at them for that fight. Then maybe.
Yeah, maybe one more in between, but that fight's got to happen.
See where he's at mentally.
Cause and Danny Garcia, I just don't see how he can. I know a lot of. I'm surprised. I see a lot of people picking Danny Garcia for the upset, which is weird to me, because I just don't see it. The kid closes his eyes and throws a left hook. He has no footwork. He only wants to brawl on the inside. He stepped up twice against Porter and Keith Thurman and got outboxed and beat. He was getting outboxed by Amir Khan until he caught him. And he's not on Spence's level. There's a reason Spence took this fight coming back off a car crash. I'll say that.
Yeah, I don't know. He would have took he would have took a lighter fight, wouldn't he, if he would have thought he didn't feel all that. But...
Yeah. But even that, it's not how do I say this? It's not because if Spence came back from the car crash immediately and was he's fighting Thurman or he's fighting Crawford or he's doing a rematch with Porter, you'd be like, oof, I don't know. But Danny Garcia, to me, there's the elite of the division, those 4 guys, and throw in Pacquiao, so maybe those 5 guys, because Pacquiao's got a title. And I think that Danny Garcia is one level below those guys.
Yeah.
But I don't think that he's like, I think he's going to outclass him, but I don't think he's going to stop him, because whatever flaws I see in Danny Garcia's game, the kid's no bitch. He's a gamer. He comes to fight, and he doesn't go out like a bitch.
Yeah. He does. He comes to have a go. But you've got to respect him for that.
Yeah, for sure. It's always a good fight. But he did a few months ago to build this fight up, to get this fight. They were talking about it before. While the fight was going on, they were saying, oh, if he wins this fight in December, we'll get Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia fought that, I forget how to say his first name, but he's the blonde-haired fella, Red Catch or whatever, Red Cack. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I'm not sure.
Oh, but who's just a journeyman who fights at 147 pounds, but there's videos of him sparring 135 pounders like Gervonta Davis and getting the fuck beat out of him in the gym. And he fought him and went 12 rounds with the kid in like a not so great fight. And that was his last fight.
Imagine Errol goes in there and stops him early.
Yeah, that'd be like, whoa. Because right now, to me, Errol, off of like resume and what he's doing, is number 1 at 147. And I have number 2 at Crawford.
After Crawford put away Bruce the other week.
Yeah, they're battling for it. They go back and forth with the first position, but on paper, looking at who can do what, I think Errol Spence is the best welterweight.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody that can, like I said, complete fighter. Inside, outside, brawl, box. Kid can... literally, someone like that trained him when he was a little kid. They were like, you're going to fucking do it. We're going to get you sparring, and you're going to fucking spar in every style that there is. And you're just going to be that.
Yeah.
Kid's complete. I'm excited for that, though. Interested to see what goes
I'm
down.
looking forward to it. Good fight.
I hope Errol can get it done in impressive fashion.
Yeah. See what happens. Interesting.
For sure. I think that's enough for today, bro. I think we talked about it all.
Yeah. So I think what else we've got looking forward to coming. Got the Joshua fight soon.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Who's he fighting? Pulev?
Yeah.
I think he's going to fuck that dude up.
Yeah, I don't know what people... I think we all know what's going to happen, don't we?
Yeah, I see a lot of people talking about, they're hyping it as like, oh, Pulev has only ever lost to Klitschko. And they do this with Danny Garcia too. They're like, Danny Garcia only has 2 losses. Yeah, but they've only fought, the losses that they have are the only fucking good guys that they fought.
Yeah.
Tell me one other fight that Pulev has.
Pulev, honestly.
No, never heard of it.
Exactly, I honestly don't have a clue.
And Klitschko fucking destroyed him. And I think he dropped him like 4 or 5 times in the fight. Just fucked him up.
Yeah, I think Josh will stop him, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. Hopefully after that, we get Fury versus AJ.
Yeah, be nice that, wouldn't it?
Big British showdown. That'd be something.
Fury stops him. He did it here first.
You think he stops him?
Yeah.
Damn.
So if Ruiz can stop him, and Fury can't.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just one of them, you know. The way that Ruiz caught him was because AJ had just floored him and came in for the kill and got slipped and fucking cracked on the temple with a big left hook.
Yeah.
I don't know if he lets that happen again. Something like that. I wouldn't be shocked, though, if Fury went in there and just, like, I mean, fucking hell, Fury, why am I even doubting the guy? Fury just went in with the biggest puncher of our fucking lifetime and just beat the fucking tar out of him.
I'll imagine that.
So, like, I don't know why I'm doubting the kid. He just, he probably, yeah, I'll agree with you. He's gonna fucking, he'll stop AJ. He'll fuck them all up. Why am I doubting this guy? He just fucked up Wilder.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. It's just, do you see anyone beating him in that? Like size ups?
Nah, no chance.
If it performs anywhere close to what he did against Wilder, I don't think anyone comes close.
Yeah. You know, like, I like that we're on this topic, because I haven't had a chance to, like, talk about this one sequence to anybody. You know when he stopped Wilder in the corner? When he threw that 1-2 slide back 1-2? Tell me any heavyweight in history, not just of our generation, bro. Tell me any heavyweight in history that moves like that.
It's no one.
No
one who moves like.
No one. You'd have to go.
No.
You'd have to go down, honestly. You'd have to go down to about like 140 pounds to find movement like that.
Yeah. There's no one like him.
And the guy is like near 7 foot, 270 pounds, like freak.
Yeah. There's movement. It's never, well, people say, oh, Muhammad Ali, but there's not many who's got movement like him.
Yeah, but even Muhammad Ali was like, his movement was only evasive. He could move in one fashion and move very well in that fashion. But Fury just proved in the last Wilder fight that he can move. He has a complete understanding of all aspects of movement. He can be, we've seen him in most of his 30-something odd fights, 20s, high 20s or 30s something number fights, that he can be defensively on the back foot and stuff. But in the Wilder fight, he just showed that he has beautiful movement going forward.
Yeah.
That was a wild fight.
One of the best performances I've seen.
Yeah.
I
remember when it was happening, when he first dropped him, when he clubbed him behind the ear and sat him down, I looked at my girlfriend and I was like, what the fuck is going on? I couldn't believe it.
I expected it, to be honest.
Nah,
really
come
did.
on.
I expected it.
You didn't think he was going to stop him?
I did. I wish I generally had the message, but I remember texting me to Dad the night before to say, what do you think on the fight tomorrow? And he said he's Fury will get it done, but he said he'll go to decision with him. I said, I've got a feeling Fury's going to stop him. He went, hopefully, and it happens as well. Should have put money on it, because I lost money on the first fight, didn't I? I told you about that one.
Oh, yeah, because of the draw?
Yeah, I lost about just under £300 it was.
No!
Yeah.
But what, you put £300 up, or you would have made £300?
I can't remember the odds now, but I put £50 on Fury to win on points, and then I put another 50 on just Tyson Fury to win straight out. So the both bets combined added up to 280, and obviously because it was a draw, and I remember when it ended the fight, and I was like, oh, I've won. He's won that comfortably, and then because the draw came and I lost.
What were you like that night?
Me, sobbing my eyes out.
Damn, because money aside, I know you're a big Fury fan.
No, I wasn't crying. I was just like, wow.
No, I know what you mean now.
What an absolute robbery. That's what I thought.
The draw was fair.
Honestly, yeah. I don't even want to go over it.
No, but honestly, you know what we're going to do one day? We're going to watch that fight, and we're going to record it.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll see. We'll see.
We need to watch Wilder Fury 1 and do like a fucking our own fight companion.
We'll see but I know if we watch that fight again, you'll be like, yeah, you're right, Fury did win that.
We'll see. We got to do this, actually. We should do this soon. I was saying we should watch, I was saying we should do an episode where we watch Triple G versus Canelo 1 or 2. I think it'd be fun to go back and watch decent fights that were like controversial, and like go over it.
Well, we both agreed on who won that fight, didn't we?
On what, the first one? Yeah, I think Triple G won.
Yeah, Triple G won the first one.
Yeah. But it'd be fun to go back and and then people could come on here and line up our like commentary almost with the fight.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I'm much longer.
Yeah. Alright, well, I think that's good enough for today, bro.
Yeah. Called a lot of me. Not bad.
Well, I would say we'll be back next week, but we'll be back whenever the fuck we feel like it and whenever the fuck people feel like putting on good fights. Because if it's shit fights, I ain't setting up this fucking phone and doing an episode. Just saying.
Yeah, we don't want to see two bums and Eddie Earns back out.
Yeah.
We want to see some fights.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck about Eddie Hearn's backyard. I don't care about Dana's Fight Island. I come on here to talk about good shit. If you don't have good shit, I'm not coming on here. So, we'll be back when we're fucking back. Episode 5, Across the Pool. Have a good night, y'all.
Thanks for listening to Across the Pool. Like and subscribe, or we'll show up at your fucking door and do damage.